Thank you so much for being with us on a Tuesday night from First Amendment Sports Podcast Basement Studios in Kensington, Maryland. I'm Ken Marangolo. It's a WCAC Spectacular. I want to welcome to the show my co-host this evening, Pride of St. John's, class of 94, Kevin Ricka. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Ken. How you doing, my man?
It's Tuesday, man. It's the best day of the week. What else can you ask for?
Nah, and we got some weather. It did rain this Tuesday, and we got a baller. We got a baller on the show tonight, Ken.
We sure do. It's going to take both of us to introduce her because she has all kinds of accolades and titles, and she's earned every single one of them. How about let's just start with Pride of Good Counsel, class of '95. Kari Gaskins McDonough, welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Love that intro.
We're just getting started, Gary. I told you.
All right, I'm ready.
We pulled some stuff out of some big old bins from the mid '90s, and all I know is your name was all over it.
Oh, well, get the cobwebs off. No one's seen.
So we recently had anniversary of a title, I believe, from 1995. Is that right, Kari?
That's right. Yep.
25 years.
First for Good Counsel.
First one ever,
Ooh.
right?
Oh yeah.
That was our first one. Yep.
And all the teammates, Kevin, why don't you take us through some people that were on that team who were unable to be with us tonight? We do anticipate having a night with more membership represented from that team, but we have it on good authority that Kari speaks for all of them. So we're happy to have her here. But I mean, Kevin, that was a special team.
Ken, it was a very special team. I'm going to allow Kari to talk about some of her teammates because I know we discussed this with her at length. We really wanted to have the opportunity to have a bunch of members of that team on and have some fun. Obviously, the situation we're all in right now did not allow that, but we will get that done. But I will say really quickly, Ken, Kari, Ken and I were sitting outside the AU gym before the finals of the WCAC championship. And we just looked over at the wall, getting ready for the gym to open. We were the first ones there. And we looked down, we see a picture of you and Joey sitting right there, smack dab staring at us. And I said, you know what? God does work in mysterious ways, but if he ain't telling us to get those two on for the 25th anniversary of their title, then we're just not picking up on what's getting put down.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah. It's good times. It's amazing it's been that long. I mean, I'm only 30, so I don't know how it was 25 years ago, but.
Crazy.
Well, I believe that. I absolutely believe that. We now we call it the house that Kari built whenever we go to AU for the WCAC, title. And
wow, that's awesome.
Listen,
a lot of other people involved in that too.
I don't get to say this enough. Kevin will tell you I almost never say what I'm about to say, but as a Bishop McNamara alum, I almost never say that ever. The girls basketball scene in the WCAC has, you could say it's never been better. It's only gotten better every single year, going all the way back to when we were in high school. So it's super cool to see the game that's played in the WCAC on the girls' side. And I just wanted to kind of get your take on when you tune in and you watch what's happening in the WCAC specifically on the girls' side with the coaches and the programs and. I don't know, it's just got to be a lot of pride for you being such a big part of that history.
Absolutely. I am very proud to be part of that legacy and the history in the WCAC. As you said, it's gotten better, each and every year. But the girls now, I mean, they're phenomenal. A lot of talent that just keeps getting better and better. And you go down the list. You mentioned McNamara. I mean, McNamara, when I was playing, they were just kind of getting the program going for the girls, and obviously, strong program. Same could be said for St. John's. I think it may have been the first co-ed year when I was playing, and obviously now, I mean, AZ Fudd and all those girls, it's just phenomenal. So. It's been great. It's been a pleasure to watch and to follow from a distance, but I do appreciate, laying kind of the foundation for that. There were some other schools. Elizabeth Seton was, and they were definitely our number one competitors, with Kim Better and Lena Patterson, who went on to play at UConn and University of Maryland. So it's been tough competition, even back in the 90s. So it's been a great time.
Well, Ken, I got to say, I had a very interesting perspective. My little sister, very proud big brother, she's the first female inducted to the Hall of Fame at St. John's. She was playing, she was a year below Kari, and I got to watch a lot of those games, not only as a big brother and a fan, but my dad was the AD at St. John's. I score capped all those games, even through college at Catholic University. I came back and score capped all those games. Oh, yeah. It gave me a front row seat to what was going on in the league. And then for the championship games, and I was there at Coolidge. I was selling programs. My dad was the AD in charge of basketball. So the real reason I wanted to get these guys on wasn't because they were loaded. They absolutely were. But it was such a cool group of people. I have friendships with a lot of them. They're such a nice group. It's so awesome to see how you guys have stuck together through all these years. I mean, following you guys on Facebook and seeing you guys socially, all you guys do is talk about each other. You're godmothers to each other's children. You're at each other's weddings. I mean, what a tight-knit group. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, Kari?
Yeah, this is a special group of women that I am so thankful and blessed that we're still in each other's lives after all this time. I've rattled off some of the names: Corey Hewitt, Joey Olson, Susie Miller, Beth Lodato, Suzanne Magnolia, Maggie, on and on, Lucy Welsing. It was a great group of girls. And it's something that I'm very, the friendships that we had, the bond that we have, that's something that's unbreakable. We went through a lot. My sophomore year, our coach, Tom Eastman, passed away tragically from cancer. And we really just we started this whole go all the way for him, for Tom Eastman. And unfortunately, the next year I tore my ACL, so I missed my junior year. But that senior year, we came back and we got the championship. It was the first one. It's very special. I love all those girls. I have so many amazing memories, obviously with basketball, and there's a bond that you have there. But personally, those are my sisters. So I love them dearly. And it's a blessing that we've been able to stay in contact and so close over the years.
Well, I know that we're going to get to some of them. I have to say, selfishly, as a Loyola Greyhound also, and I had some classes with Corey when she was playing basketball for Loyola, and in college, all the kind of the DC folks kind of stuck together, especially the DC high school, some of the WCAC guys. And everyone, knew about that Good Counsel team, and knew that because when the girls team brought in Corey, it was a big deal because it was a point guard from a WCAC championship team. So that made it fun, and to talk about. I got to see her. My wife was in her class at Loyola, and at the 20-year
cool.
reunion, getting a chance to say hi again to Corey. Just the nicest girl. Obviously,
she's the best.
Just all you guys first team, all class. But maybe talk a little bit even about some of the other WCAC connections in your life. I know it's full circle and around the clock over in that household.
Yeah, so my husband Jerry went to Gonzaga, and so he's a huge WCAC fan, and he follows all the games, and he's thankful for you guys so he can stream all the football games. We're taking care of two young kids, so we aren't to all the games that we would love to. So this actually helps out a lot. And then Tim Fudd went to American, and we're really close friends. As far as he is, the best player in the country, and it's just been phenomenal to watch her and see her thrive and grow. Her mom was a heck of a ball player too. Duffy, a lot of battles with her, not in the WCAC, but there's a lot of connections. You mentioned Corey, her family is, very special to me, and that it's like that one player that you would play on the court with, and you don't even have to see what they're doing. They know where you're going. The most fun, and just a great person, a great spirit. So I I love them dearly.
Well, I think I have a box score at some point in a few minutes that I'm not certain. My family debated it, but it had Katie Smirka Duffy playing for O'Connell. So it has to be her, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then,
That's
so
her.
you
Yes.
played against her in the WCAC. There it is. I don't know.
Oh,
Gaskins,
my gosh.
Gaskins 24 over there, and Smirka Duffy 6. You might want to send that one over to Tim. But,
Dude, hey, Kevin, we don't want any trouble from Katie. Come on.
oh, you know I don't, and I'm just playing. Hey, I
love that.
I still can't believe that was up there. But, when all this quarantine started, Mom sent over a bunch of stuff. And as I was going through it, we recognize all those names. Kari, I saw you at gyms all over the place, between my sister and my wife was 95 at Einstein. And you mentioned Sandy Hutko earlier. You got a little broken up. And
yes.
that was her teammate before she came to Good Counsel. These are all people. And then she was my sister's teammate at Marymount. So the connections were crazy. So one box score, one page on one morning in the Post in '93, and there's like 20 of us. I mean, I was having so much fun looking at it. But I just wanted to be known. We went for 56 that night, Kari. Combined. And here we go. We got some First Amendment love again.
Take us through this, Kevin. There's a lot of
awesome.
It's all over the page. First Amendment sports.
All right, T-Strack and myself and Kari went for 47. Nice
you had a good night that night, Kevin. Can we talk about who was guarding T? That he got 3 points against him that night?
It was not Kari Gaskins. I can assure you that. He wouldn't have gotten
it wasn't.
But it wasn't me either.
That's right. No.
That's
awesome. I can't believe you found that. That's incredible.
Well, we're giving T a hard time. T. Stratton, if he dedicated himself to basketball, was a mid-major D1 two-guard. No doubt about it. So we're just busting chops over here because that's what the box score said on that day. I mean, who are Kari and I to hide from it?
Wow, I love it.
All right, so you
That's
leave.
called legendary, baby.
The WCAC, you head over to down the street into the city to American, and obviously you made the wall. You did some pretty cool stuff in American. I mean, maybe just talk about staying home and getting to play ball at a high level like that in college and that experience.
That was also a special time for me to be able to, stay home. My family could come see all of our games, and a lot of the girls that Mary Climo, who is the most decorated player in American women's basketball. Nicole Grant went to Murray, and we were on the same AAU team. So, we've been teammates. So, when you hear that these girls are going there and the level of talent was off the charts, and it was a great time to be home, to still play at a good level. We were no UConn, but that year, that particular, that's after I hit the game winner in our semifinals against James Madison to go up against ODU in the championship of the CAA. My teammates are carrying me off there. Literally was like 0.6 seconds left or something like that. So it's just a special time. AU is near and dear to my heart, and those are also women that I respect truly, and they're my sisters as well. We are still very close, and we try to get together at least once a year if we can. It's tough for everyone. It's something that we treasure forever. Oh, that's great to hear it.
Yeah, we got a couple extra pictures here. When you say you get together once a year, do you guys still lace them up and get out there?
No, those days are done.
You're only 30 years old. You're 30 years old.
Yeah, right. I tore my Achilles. I guess it's 5 years ago now, that was it. We were playing, actually. We were in the league. A lot of us, Corey, Joey, it was Nicole, and there was a ton of us. So from both Good Counsel as well as AU, and we were playing up in Howard County for years. And I just tweaked it, in the championship game with less than, 46 seconds left. And it felt like someone just kicked me in the back of my leg. And I heard the pop. And unfortunately, that was it for me. But we get together, at least once a year, that crew. We used to say it was Girls Gone Wild weekend. Is now Girls Gone Mild. But we still get together. It's been a lot of fun. And we were supposed to get together 2 weeks from now. But due to obviously the COVID-19, we're gonna that and see if we can get it later in the year. But that's something that we put on our calendar every year. We have to get together.
I tell you what, your job now, you say you're chasing a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I can't think of anything you've done that's harder than that. That's for real.
Right. That is real. And parenting during a isolation, pandemic, trying to work from home, it definitely has its challenges. The positive is there's a lot of time with the family, and these are moments that we wouldn't have otherwise. So that's very special. But it's very tough running around with these kids. We're like the later, we had kids later in life. So I see what people have when they're younger, but it's keeping us on our toes. It's keeping us running for sure. Our daughter Elle is 4 and our son JT will be 2 in August. So it's a very busy and loud household. I'm like hiding right now just so that they're not looking
I know before the show,
for me.
she was like, "Can we make this? Is this going to be like a 3 or 4 hour show? Because that would be amazing. If we just go like a
Right.
telethon length show. Would be
Exactly.
and Jerry can just take care of everything.
Jerry can take care of everything. Right. He did cook dinner for the family tonight. He cooked dinner. He normally does that a lot now. He's stepping up the plate in the kitchen. But bedtime's a whole other ball game.
Well, then there's no better time to give your guy a shout out here. I mean, Gonzaga track and field class of '87 Hall of Famer. These guys, this squad goes in there. I mean, it's like your whole family. Your husband's in the Gonzaga Hall of Fame. You're in the Good Counsel Hall of Fame with your team and individually. Your brother, his team went into the DeMatha Hall of Fame. Do you guys, is there someone from St. John's coming, or maybe that's one of the 2 or 4 year olds?
No, actually, we got to get my brother Kari Gaskins, graduated in '97 and was a top football player. Went on to play at Boston College. We got to get him into the Good Counsel Hall of Fame now.
He could fly.
Yeah,
he was a lot.
We need somebody to write a letter.
I love watching him play ball.
Oh yeah,
he could go, man.
Oh yeah. It was a lot of fun. So very athletic family, a lot of connections with you guys. This is all the connections. So it's very cool.
Well, that's what we do in this league.
I did tell my husband, I said, I'm glad you're. Yeah, exactly. I told my husband, I'm glad you made it into the Hall of Fame, so I don't have all the bragging rights.
Just a couple.
But the kids know who they'll get their athletic ability from. Yeah, they knew who they'll get their athletic ability from. Mom, for sure, right? Oh.
There's a 1,000th point. Looks like on the floor with a moment with the mascot, the family, and the coach.
Yeah, that's our AD, my mom, and Coach Thatcher with our mascot for my 1,000th point at AU. So that was a special time.
Well,
so it was great to get over 1,000 points in both high school and college. So it's I don't take it for granted. I played with a lot of talented teammates that really pushed me and helped me along. So it's been it's something that I definitely treasure, and it brings really good memories. Just talking about the great times that we had and seeing all those pictures is great.
Ken, I got to mention it here. I know we've got some graphics that we'll get to, but I might be giving Kari a bit of a hard time here, but it's not for real because she's the 6th all-time leading scorer in American University history, but she's also top 10 in assists. Remember I said that. And also, I remember where I was on December 5th, 1998. I was in Washington, D.C. Now, I was in Northeast living outside of Catholic University, and it was a cold winter night at American University versus Bowling Green. But, Ken, if you look anywhere near Fort Reno, right next to American University, the highest point of elevation, there was heat lightning coming in. There was a ball of flames coming outside of the gym. That's the night that Kari Gaskins set the record. for most field
Oh,
goals
wow.
attempted in one game
Wow.
in the history of American University.
Wow.
Hey, man, I love it. Because listen, if you
I
weren't a
definitely was
baller,
not afraid to shoot him up, baby.
if you weren't a baller, they'd have taken you out after 10 or 11. No, no. You were green lit, Kari Gaskins. You got the green
Greenlit. That's
light,
right.
and that
Yep.
is hysterical. I remember, hey, playing in the league a year above you, and then in DC. I mean, it was a daily thing to see your name in the paper. That's why I was excited to put some of those clips in there. That was our social media. We'd pick it up. We'd like to see who we
You're
saw, and we'd be like, "Oh, Gaskins got 24. I like that." You know, that was the way we
Yep.
dealt with it. And we didn't see each other face to face all the time, but we knew each other from situations like that. And I always loved that you were so respectful when you come in there. I'd hear you walking into a certain place in Bethesda, Ricka! I was like, yes, that's my
Ricka!
friend. It was always great to see you, and your crew of friends always treated me properly, and I always appreciated that. And I always tell my kids that because you never know. Someday you could be on a podcast during social distancing with this person. Always be nice. Be kind.
Always be nice. Well, hey,
Oh,
Kevin, since
that
you brought
is
it up,
fantastic.
let's throw up some of those numbers. What take
Yeah,
us
they're
to 'em,
ridiculous, Ken.
Kevin? What do you got?
Well, don't put my face to this. I'll take that right there, but that's not me.
Oh,
First
wow.
team all WCAC, first team all Met, first team all state, Good Counsel Hall of Fame in 2002. They probably could have done that sooner. I mean, come on. And then of course
That's right.
they put the team in, and rightfully so. I tell you what, it looks a little dark in the basement tonight, Kevin. It's bright in here. I don't know what you can, maybe it's just a better back shot for Kari's numbers. But at American University, like you said, the sixth all-time score, 10th all-time assists, top 10 in those two categories probably isn't an. I would wager that there might not be another person that's in the top 10 in both those categories. In most schools.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
That's pretty special.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it feels like an eternity ago. That's such a, I mean, it's so long ago. But it was a great time. Those moments are just, and I mean, I just can go back to those times in certain games that are so special. You mentioned how we followed each other. I mean, that was something that I did religiously. I would go to Washington Post, the Gazette, you name it, and look through all the box scores and see, if anybody was, if there were any of the players. So that was a way for me to follow this, the top talent in the area. And there's so much for the men and the women, both, and all the different sports. There was a lot of talent in this area, as we saw with KD's documentary. There's a lot of talent in this area, but even going back further, I think that that was a way for us to, for me, it was motivating, right? If they were going to do an article on, someone over at Seton or Stone Ridge with my girl Amy Duran, that would just make me want to play a little bit harder, a little bit better, and try to get my team to be number one, right? Those rankings came out. You want to see where so that was great.
And that was a tremendous era for women's basketball in this area. You talk about Katie Smirk Duffy. You talk about Amy Duran heading right to UConn. Nikki Peasley out of Prospect Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Star
Right.
in the league. And that Good Counsel crew. I mean, like I said, following my sister and then scouting Aaron Jeffers for a marriage to be named later. I had to make sure, all these people were. I'm going to get punched for that one. My point is, I was paying attention because the level was ridiculous. And like I said, scorekeeping and doing the clock and watching these and being at these tournaments, the thing was we were all part of the same gang, in this league. We were all playing at the highest level, but it wasn't really about that. It was about, the camaraderie and the understanding. Like, me and my buddies knew who you guys were walking into the gym. And that was cool. That wasn't necessarily the case in every conference, but you guys were loaded and we wanted to see what you had. We also wanted to scream and yell and support the St. John's Cadets, but there was an air of respect. and that has always existed. But
Absolutely.
it's one of my favorite things. I love that team. When you guys smoked Coolidge in the city title game,
Oh,
I was walking around the back. I was done some of my programs. I was just kind of taking it in. Actually, just ready to get out of there because my dad was leaving. And I'm telling you,
oh wow.
you can feel the love. That was it's one of those special seasons that deserves to have people talking about it, and that's why we're doing that tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. I had no idea that you followed that closely. That's really heartwarming. It means a lot. And you know, just when I've seen you, it's always been love. But in Bethesda or in gyms, it's been great. So that team was very special. I'm glad that, and this is an honor that you guys would have me on. I really do appreciate it to represent for Good Counsel and the classes, and that class of '95 and that team in particular. So it's a lot of competition. It was not easy, that's for sure. I think we lost games that season, but it was a lot of competition, and you had to come ready to play every night and have your A game, because if not, there's somebody right there ready to take that. So, or shoot a three in your eye, Jamie Ricker.
Well, Kari, you got to promise to come back, and especially if we can make our way to the gym up in
Of
Good
course.
Counsel. Hopefully, fall and winter sports get underway at some point meaningfully, and we do want to spend some time up in Olney to the best of our ability. Even though Kevin and I can take a long walk right up uh, University to get to the campus up here in Wheaton that used to be. Um, but
Yeah.
come back and be on our show again. Let's get some of your teammates on. Let's have some more fun and talk about some great WCAC sports. I want to say, thank you very much on behalf of Tim and Kevin and I for taking some time out at the witching hour in your household right now. And thank you to Jerry also for making this
Oh
happen.
no, thank you guys. This is a pleasure, honor. Is very special to me, and thank you so much for allowing me to come on your wonderful show and rep for the WCAC and Good Counsel and all my teammates. This is fantastic. I'm ready to come back whenever you let me know. It would be an honor.
That sounds great. Next time we'll all get together and do it, and then tell some stories that we might not tell right here on this camera. But there's a
That's right.
no, but that's just it's just a class act group, and you guys embody what we all try and encapsulate here, and what we do for the WCAC and why. We all grew up in it. We all love it. It's fun to talk about, and it's been a blast. We finally got to get you on after a handful of weeks,
Yay!
and we're thankful for it. Thank you, Kari.
Thank you.
All right,
I
well,
appreciate it. You guys take care. Stay safe.
you do the same,
You do
Kari.
the same.
On behalf of Kari Gaskins McDonough and Kevin Ricca and Luke David, Tim Strachan, Victor Maddox, I am Ken Marangolo. This was the WCAC Spectacular. We will see you guys next Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.